It's time to build our activators and, well, activatable stuff. And I've come up with a quick plan, which is really just 2 lines that I'll eventually turn into their own board. One thing that I know is that I want activators or things that activate stuff to be able to determine what they activate, to be able to find like the nearest door or all of the doors within some range or whatever, all the doors that match some tag or whatever the condition is that I want to have. Or maybe it's all of the whatever things that it is. I want them to be able to activate any number of things. And then for the activatables, the things that they're activating, I really want that to be able to attach to just about any kind of game object. If it's something that animates, I could just call an animation on a Unity event from it. If it's something that needs to like take damage or move or die or whatever the thing is, I can just call a method through a Unity event on that. So if I have a component for each of these, it'll be relatively easy for me to hook this up. I can have an activator that finds things that are activatable and then just activates them, and then they can figure out how to activate themselves. In fact, let's start there. Let's start with the item being activated. And for this, I think I'll just reuse our door. I've got our door that's right here, and I'm just going to reuse this one. Right now, it's hooked up to fire off and open up whenever this game event fires our open green door, and we could keep that around and make another door, but I don't think I necessarily need one right now, so I'm just going to disable that game event listener, and we're going to add in a new component, or we'll create a new component and then add it onto here. Let's go into our project folder and then go, or our project tab, sorry, and then go into our scripts folder, and then let's find the correct place to add some activatables, which would probably be an activatable subfolder underneath scripts. So let's right click, choose create, choose folder, and call this Activatable. Did I spell that right? Activatable? I think so. All right, we'll open that up, and then we'll create an activatable script inside here. Yeah, that's right, an activatable script, the thing that's going to be activated. So call this Activatable. I spelled it right twice in a row. Pretty impressive. And then I'll go to my door root, and we'll assign the activatable script to it. Then we're going to open it up and start writing some code. All right, so an activatable, what should it do? It's going to need to fire off some sort of a Unity event. So I'm going to need to put that on there, and that's probably about it. Well, yeah, it's going to need to be activatable and deactivatable, so I guess it'll need to fire off 2 Unity events. That way I can open and close my door or turn something on and off like a light or something else. In fact, maybe I should have started with a light switch instead of a door, but let's do the door instead. And if you want, you can make a light switch instead. Let's zoom in and we'll create 2 serialized fields. The first serialized field will be for when this thing is activated. It'll be a Unity event, and we'll call this, let's call this on activated, or maybe I'll just call it activated. I'll call it on activated. Then I'm going to copy this, paste it, and make an on deactivated. And then we'll make a single method here, a toggle method that toggles this thing either from active to inactive. So make a public void toggle. And the first thing we'll do is just toggle our activated state. So say maybe underscore activated, whoops, I'll get rid of that on right there. Underscore activated equals not underscore activated. And then I'll hit home, alt enter, and just create a field for it. This should give me a bool automatically because I already assigned it to not activated. So it's flipped it to, or flipped the boolean there. So it knew what type to use. So I've got a boolean for whether this thing is activated or not. And then when we do the toggle, we just need to play one of these 2 Unity events, or call one of these based on our activated state. So say if activated, then we'll call the on activated, and we'll just invoke it. And we'll say else, hit escape there, on deactivated.invoke. So we'll call one of those 2 methods based on the activated state. And I can just call this toggle method at any time by adding a context menu item. Let's do that real quick. Context menu item, we'll call this, or context menu, sorry, call this toggle. There we go. I could have used the name of the method. I'm going to delete that in a moment, but I just want to have it in there so we can test it out on this door before we hook it up to an activator. When this thing activates, we want to open that door, but we're going to do it a slightly different way because when we deactivate, we also want to close the door. We've got a couple of options here on how we could set it up, and there's an easy way to do it, and we should probably stick with the easy way because it makes the most sense for a door that's opening and closing. Let's take a look real quick at the animator for this. So go to my door and open up my animator tab here, and let's just drag this up and make it nice and big for a second. We have an idle animation, and then we've got an open door animation. Here we have a trigger to do a transition between the two of them. I want to add in a closed state. Now we could do two different things to make it so we could go back and forth once we have a closed state. We could set up a bunch of different transitions, or if I'm just going to stick with open and close, I could call these things directly. Let's go through the process real quick. I'm going to take my open door, copy it, and paste it. So selected that animation, copied it, pasted it, and I've got two entries of the same animation on my controller. I'm going to rename this to close. Just a nice short close, and change the speed to be -1. I'm going to select the open door one. I'm going to get rid of the word door there and just name it open. So now I've got open, close, and that's it. I'm going to select my transition and delete that, and I'm even going to delete that parameter. Just get rid of it completely. So I've got an open, a close that plays, at -11, that's wrong, at -1, and an idle that does absolutely nothing. So nothing in there, open door animation playing at regular speed, and open door animation playing at -1 speed. So that's going to make it play in reverse. Take a look at the names one more time. We'll save that off, and then we'll go over to our door root. In the onActivated, I'll hit plus. We'll add a reference to that animator object. So I'll just drag that door child in there. Select animator, and then choose play by string. We'll choose open. Hit plus down here on deactivated, and I'm betting you can already guess what we're going to do. Take the door, go to the animator, choose play, and choose close. Now, if we needed more complex animation, we might want to go with an animator controller setup where we're actually doing transitions and stuff. But for a door that opens and closes, this is really all we need. We just need to play an animation. We'll save that off. Let's go into our scene view and our game view, hit play, and try this thing out. Actually, I think I'll just go into the game view, and then we'll right click on our activatable, hit toggle. There we go, watch it open, and right click again, hit toggle, and watch it close. There we go, we've got a nice cool activatable, and we've got a new animator controller setup. Let's stop playing, go into collaborate, and commit our activatable. So they created activatable and made door closable, and publish.